Get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones this hour at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Jim starts off this hour in New York City. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I just started listening, and I tell you, I really enjoy the show. And giving me a much better outlook on my future.
Good.
I'm 30 years old. I make, over the past 18 months, I'm in sales. Make roughly $200,000 a year.
Good for you. Way to go, dude. What do you sell?
Thank you. I sell copiers.
Oh, wow, man. Excellent job.
Thank you. I just bought my house, and the way I've been doing things is every quarter, every 6 months, I get a huge lump sum of money based on bonusing. And I have roughly $40,000 in debt right now. $10,000 is the car, $12,000 student loans, $20,000 on credit card debt, and I'm not sure where I should put this lump sum of money that I have, which is about $12,000.
Okay.
The credit card company won't negotiate with me for the first 12 months. I did a consolidation loan, and the interest rate is 15%. My car loan is 5.9%, and I owe the payoff is $9,700.
Mm-hmm.
And the student loans is 6%. I owe about $18,000.
Okay.
So my gut feeling is to say, well, just pay off the car. You'll free up $400 something a month, and then double up on the credit card since they won't negotiate with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, another thing I could do is start investing. But from what I'm listening is, you probably shouldn't be investing at all if you're carrying debt because the balance sheet would be off.
Exactly, until you get the debt cleared. But the good news is you're going to be able to clear this debt very, very quickly once you make it the sole priority. Now, are you married?
I am married. My wife stays at home with my two kids, and she's going to go
How long
back
have you made this kind of money?
I've been in this industry about 5 years, but over the past 18 months, it's been very good because of a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's hard to plan because my income is volatile.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Prior to that, what were you making?
My first year in this industry, I made $115.
So why did you run up all this debt if you were making decent money?
It was during college. This is all a lot of old debt.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's logical. I wanted to make sure that the boat wasn't still leaking before we started, before we started trying to figure out what to do with it. We want to stop the leaks first. So, number one, we're going to get you and your wife on a written game plan where every dollar has a name before it hits your account. Mm-hmm. And so all you got to decide is every dollar has a name before it hits your account.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're giving every dollar assignment, which is what you're asking me how to do. After you take care of your basic household operations and any other money you have, we need a game plan for, and that's what we call the baby steps. Baby step one is you put $1,000 in savings. How much have you got in savings?
About $4,500.
Okay. And then you got this other $12,000 laying there that just came in.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we put $1,000 in savings, and then we throw everything else at the debts. And baby step two is you list your debts smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and attack the little one with a vengeance. So what is your very smallest debt?
That would be the car, I suppose. I mean, I have...
The credit cards are one card? The credit cards are one account?
I recently consolidated it into a personal loan, which I now see as a mistake.
Okay, so it is a single loan. So you only have three loans, $9,000, $15,000, and $18,000, right?
$9,000. It's $9,000, $20,000, and $12,000.
20 and 12. Okay, I got it backwards. All right. So 12 is the credit card loan?
That's student loan.
Student loan. Okay. So we're going to do it a little bit backwards. I'm going to pay your car off today. I'm going to throw the rest of it at the student loan, because it's the next smallest debt. And then you're going to have that student loan gone in about a month and a half or 2 months.
Yeah.
And then the credit cards are going to be gone in another month and a half or 2 months.
That's what I'm saying. It's just that, because the income, the only variable you see here is that,
when it comes in, you're just going to knock it out. Will you get quarterly bonuses?
Quarterly, annual, and sometimes I just get a really nice contract. So it's all volatile. I have no budget. I mean, I have a budget based on a very limited amount of income.
But what you do is you have a budget that goes out past what you could possibly make in a month, and then you just go down that list as far as you can go down the list.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's a prioritized spending plan. So if you made $200,000 in 1 month, I already want that spent. Okay? And so no matter how far, and you go from most important, which is food, all the way down to least important, which is things you don't think you're really going to get to this month. But and so you make this long, long list then, and you do it in that order in a prioritized spending plan, and that helps you to attack it. But you've got plenty of money. Right now we're going to pay off the car today, and then we're going to pay off a bunch of your student loan today because I'm going to pull $3,000 out of your savings. Plus, we got another $3,000, $2,000 left over from that other deal we just did. And so that pays off stinking half the student loans or better. And then you're going to go ahead and knock those out, just probably out of cash flow next month. And then you're really going to get in attack mode on that credit card. Then when you have no debt at all, baby step 3 is you build your emergency fund up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. And that's going to help with some of the volatility too then, if you have an emergency. And then you move on and start saving 15% of your income into retirement, start saving for your kids' college as baby step 5, and then we'll move on and start paying off the house. With the kind of money you're making, and you're not used to making the money yet, you should be able to keep your lifestyle down and be able to really put big chunks on that house over the next 2 or 3 years. Depending on what you borrowed to buy it, it could really turn out well for you, Jim. You keep making this kind of money, keep being wise with it, keep your lifestyle down, you're gonna ding, 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 man. You're going to really turn the corner on this. Congratulations. Appreciate you joining us. Folks, if you're tired of doing complicated spreadsheets, trying to figure out something to do with your budget, you're tired of the money fights with your spouse, well, so is the rest of America. So we decided to do something about it. We created Every Dollar. Every Dollar is our online budgeting tool, and it's free. It is the best budget tool you can get anywhere, and we give it away. Who does that? We do. Because we want to make sure you are winning with money. Other budget tools on the market today take you out of the equation. We know that for you to win with money, you have to be the one driving the money. You're in the driver's seat. So once you create your budget at everydollar.com, you are the one who tracks the transactions against the budget. That way you feel where your money is being spent. And one lady said the other day, she said, my Every Dollar gave me permission to do this because her plan told her she could do it and still be an adult. Wow, how cool is that? So, by the way, you can get a free app to manage the budget once you set it all up for your iPhone. Pretty cool. It's all free. So check it out. Everydollar.com. Over 500,000 people are already using this. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Men, have you been going along just to get along? Have you been misunderstood for too long now? Well, finally, it's a show made just for you. The Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM.
This is KCAA.
We are ambitious. We are proud of our work. We are Kubota. With Kubota's economical MX 4800 and MX 5200 utility ag tractors, we simply get more done. Full of big features, Kubota MX Series tractors are packed with up to 54.7 horsepower Kubota diesel engines, powerful transmission options, and more. Test drive one today during the More Power to You sales event. Fueling your ambition. We are Kubota.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Did you know here at KCAA 1050 AM that we developed an app for all your Android devices? We're talking about your smartphone, your tablets, you name it. You have an Android format, you can take KCAA with you everywhere you go. We're talking about our audio stream, our video stream, and even our podcast. Go to KCAAexpress.com. That's KCAAexpress.com. KCAAexpress.com.
Art Bell is back, and he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody is more captivating than Art Bell.
Now, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something here that defies logical explanation.
Tune into the best. Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell.
The only way you're going to get the American people to pony up the billions of dollars, however many hundreds of billions it would be to go to Mars, the only way you're going to get them to do that is to convince them that we have a real reason to go.
Want to take a ride?
Weeknights at 9 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM.
This is Elaine McFadden inviting you to join me for Smart Health Talk on Thursdays, 4 to 5 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio 1050 AM. Smart Health Talk offers the kind of information that can save your life and save you money, making sure you're getting the biggest Smart Health bang for your buck. We'll keep you up to date on the latest in nutrition, health, and what it takes to keep your home safe for you and your family. Remember, tune in every Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. for Smart Health Talk, KCAA Radio 1050 AM.
Lobby of Ramsey Solutions. Sarah is with us from Richmond, Virginia. Hey, Sarah, welcome. And I understand you got a question for us.
I do. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So my husband and I are in the middle of our debt snowball, and we were wondering how to decide what goes to the snowball when we have a lot of other plans and opportunities coming up. We're looking at a relocation. We're open to starting a family, and I also run a freelance business that I know I should be investing in if I want it to grow. But I don't know how much those things should cut into our gazelle priorities.
They should cut in a lot.
Right.
No, they shouldn't cut in a lot. I mean, the gazelle priorities ought to be the number one thing. I don't tell people to plan their family around the debt snowball or to plan their family around debt. Some people say, well, you shouldn't have kids till you get it all paid off. I don't agree. Just have kids whenever God tells you to have kids. I'm good with that. It works out, and it'll slow down the debt snowball if that happens, and then you'll kick back in, and you'll get there, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But I don't tell people not to get married if they got debt. The whole thing is if you're on the same page and you're heading in the right direction, you're going to get there. So I don't plan babies around this stuff, number one. As far as your business goes, the only reason you would invest money back into it is if you're going to make an almost instantaneous ROI. And so with a small freelance business that you're doing probably from home, Okay. Your investment probably wouldn't be that heavy, and I'm guessing it'd be something you'd get back right quickly, or you wouldn't do it very much, right?
Right.
And so, like if you spend a little money on an email campaign or something to get some business, and you spend $200 on that, and you don't get any business out of it, you're not going to do it again, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, is that the kind of thing we're talking about, or what would you invest in?
Yeah, I'm looking more at expanding with virtual assistants and different kind of employees.
You mean hiring a virtual assistant?
Yes.
Okay, so you're overworked?
Yes, very.
Okay, all right. If you had a virtual assistant, would it make you more income than the virtual assistant cost you?
I believe so.
Okay, then you can experiment with that, because as I understand it, you can usually do those on a month-to-month.
Yes.
Okay, so that's something to try. So if you increase your income net as a result of having done it, then your theory proves out. Otherwise, you go back to doing this yourself.
Right.
But if an assistant probably, if you're overworked, would do that, because you're probably going to create more income than they cost you by being freed up. That's the theory, right?
Definitely.
So you can try that for a month, and then you can shut it back down if it doesn't work. That's an easy one, because if we have more money to work on the debt snowball, that's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the other one was a potential move, right?
Right.
Okay, and that would certainly depend on, your business is probably fairly portable. You could do it from most anywhere. So if you chose to move a city, so it's just the expense of moving, and you weigh that against the job opportunity that he would have. Is he going to make more money? Is it a better situation? Is he going to make more money and it's a better situation? Is it, how quick do we recoup? Will the company that's moving you help you with the moving expenses? Those kinds of things. And you weigh all that out. But again, if you put out a couple $1,000s and you load up the U-Haul and you move to Beverly, right? He makes, $2,000 more almost immediately, then it's kind of like put money in your business. It slows the debt snowball, but only slightly, and yet the net result is 2 months later, it's increased, the money added. So you just weigh it out that way. But if it's going to be, you're going to move and make less money while you're in the debt snowball, and you're going to go to the expense of moving by yourself, that's not real logical. There's got to be a real reason to do that then. You can't just do that on a lark. So you weigh it out that way, and most of these things, other than the baby, point back to more money towards the debt snowball fairly quickly. Baby won't. It'll go the other way. It'll be less money forever for everything. But that's okay. They're worth it. So, but yeah, that you just kind of weigh it in and out like that and be thoughtful about it. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to put money into your business you're not going to see for 5 years. I'm going to invest in this computer, and I hope I make money. We're going to buy a $10,000 computer, and I hope I can turn that into money. No, we're not doing that one. Not doing that one. Not while you got debt. That's too big, and it's too iffy as to whether that'll happen. But something where you got a low risk and you can turn it back on or turn it off like a virtual assistant, then, hey, there you are. So does that help you?
Definitely. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call. We appreciate you dropping by. All right, Jamie is with us in San Antonio, Texas. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Awesome. Well, I've got kind of in a quandary. I recently took a job about three months ago, and prior to that, I had always worked 2 jobs. My first job, I worked for about 20 years. It was a part-time seasonal. I did taxes. And then my second job was my professional job, what I went to school for, and I worked at my last job for 11 years. Mm-hmm. So I took on a job. I took on a job and at a charter school. Didn't work out. So I left that job, and then I took this job, the second job. But my boss is she's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of at a quandary because it's not in my nature to be jumping jobs. And this would be like my third job in 3 years, but I do want to find a place where I can settle and sprout my roots and, really be something in my industry. However, I feel really bad that I've got these. And I've spoken to my husband, and he says, well, do whatever makes you happy. And like you're talking about somebody else, and then he and, really be something in my ear. I feel really that I've got these desires to leave because my boss is just, however, we just had a leadership meeting where they spoke about characteristics that we want to avoid, and all of these were my boss, and she sees like they're talking about somebody else and doesn't see any room to grow. So, and since I've been there, I've found out that she'd been reading some books, and like I'm reading a John on this Invaluable Laws, and it talks about growth and growth plan and growing myself. However, we just have to avoid about somebody else to grow. So, and since I've been there, I've found out that her complete office staff, she's been there for about 15, 16 years in her past. Since school year start, getting ready to start, any staff is only less than 2 years old, everybody. So, like, I don't know what I need to do. All those transitions have already taken place.
I'm perfectly okay as an employer looking down and seeing someone who's had several jobs, as long as there's a reasonable expectation or reasonable explanation for that. What pattern and the common denominator of all these failures is you. If I'm interviewing you, and that's not
vacancies or anything, all those transitions have already taken place.
I'm perfectly okay as an employer looking down and seeing someone who's had several jobs, as long as there's a reasonable expectation or reasonable explanation for that. That doesn't mean you have bad bosses. So that's how, if I'm interviewing you, and that's not what I'm hearing.
Is KCAA.
In the way you're explaining it.
Headline news, still just 20% containment on the Rocky Fire in Northern California. It grew another 1,300 acres overnight and is being monitored closely at the White House.
The president asked his team to stay in close touch with governors and local officials as their efforts continue.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest, the fire destroying 39 homes, a total of 95 structures altogether. Kern County Sheriff's deputies entering their 8th day in search of the suspect believed to be hiding in the Kelso Valley area. The suspect accused of killing one, kidnapping 2 others, and wounding 2 sheriff's deputies last week.
Residents in the area here are on lockdown. The search covering peaks as high as 7,000 feet, and with temperatures in the triple digits, officials are telling us they're counting on the suspect to slip up. Kern County Sheriff saying they're kind of hoping he doesn't stay hydrated and that he might start making mistakes.
A body found by searchers in El Dorado County believed to be that of missing San Francisco high school teacher Ed Kavanaugh, missing since July 17th. Geico weather, slightly higher temperatures, dry conditions. Jeff Scott, California News.
Once upon a time, in a not-so-distant suburb, a handyman set out to put up a mailbox. The new cottage owners were anxious to get everything ready for their wicked step-parents' visit. Once, twice, thrice he drilled, and as he dug, sparks began to fly, and the village went dark. The moral: to avoid a grim situation, always call 811 before you dig. Learn more at call811.com.
If you can't recall your own cell phone number, but know the braking distance of a half-ton pickup traveling downhill at 57 miles per hour, then CarQuest Auto Parts is for you. That's because CarQuest Auto Parts is for those who really know and care about their car. Right now, get a half-inch drive click-style torque wrench, a $34.99 value for just $10 with the purchase of CarQuest Platinum brake pads and 2 rotors. CarQuest is serious auto parts.
See participating stores for details.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives. KCAA Radio wants you to take extra precautions if you work in the sun or in any hot environment this summer, especially if you're a senior citizen and if you take certain medications. Be aware that antidepressants and antihistamines act on an area of the brain that controls the skin's ability to produce sweat. Sweating is the body's natural cooling system, so if you can't sweat, you risk getting overheated. Also, beta blockers reduce the ability of the heart and lungs to adapt to stress. including the stress associated with working in a hot environment. Therefore, beta blockers can, under certain conditions, contribute to the likelihood of a heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses. Did you know that amphetamines can raise body temperature? Did you know that diuretics encourage fluid loss, which can quickly lead to dehydration in hot weather? Did you know that sedatives can reduce a person's awareness of physical discomfort, which means symptoms of heat stress could be ignored? Did you know that decongestants can decrease blood flow to the skin, which impacts the blood's ability to cool down? Well, if you didn't know it before this announcement, you certainly know it now. So take this message seriously. Take care of yourself when you're working in the heat. Stay hydrated, work slower, and take breaks to cool down. This message is from Kcaa. The Kcaa Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
It's time for some delicious food at Pizza Dilly. Pizza Dilly Pizza in Colton, home of the famous 2-foot pizza with 32 slices of simply the best delicious Pizza Dilly mouth-watering pizza. Pizza Dilly has all kinds of lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at $3.99, all delicious. Stop by, refresh, refuel, have a cold drink, enjoy a tasty salad or a great specialty Dillylicious sub sandwich, or simply Dilly-lightful Pizza Dilly wings. Pizza Dilly is also People Dilly because your friends are all already there enjoying one of Pizza Dilly's giant screens, watching one of their favorite teams, and if you love the Dodgers, you'll love Pizza Dilly, your hometown Dodger station, all year round. Come on in, enjoy a great pizza, enjoy Pizza Dilly, the real Dilly deal at 194 East Valley Boulevard in Colton, or call 909-370-0242. Once again, that's 909-370-0242.
Hi, you guys, and I say guys specifically, you have to listen to the Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross. It's a show where men can be men. She's going to be our breakout radio superstar. I've said that many times on my show. That is absolutely the truth. And her show is on exactly 1 hour after my show's on today. So tune in at 4 p.m. Pacific time right here to KCAA AM 1050 and listen to Linda Gross. Thank you.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family-owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog. Or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. KCAA 1050 AM.
America. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Adam and Kara are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave. We're great.
We're doing great.
Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. Where do you guys live?
Outside of Peoria, Illinois.
Oh, fun. Not too bad a drive. Did you drive or fly?
We drove.
Okay, cool. Welcome to Nashville. So you're here to do a debt-free scream.
We sure are.
How much have you paid off?
We've paid off about $13,000.
Excellent. And how long did that take you?
It took us about 18 months.
Okay. Making what kind of money?
Around $40,000.
Good for you. Way to go. What kind of debt was the $13,000?
Oh, it was mostly student loans and a vehicle. We did a little medical and some doctorate work for him as well in there. So
you were kind of normal?
Yeah.
Just had a little bit of every kind of debt?
Yeah, sure.
Just like a normal American family, broke?
That's right.
What happened 18 months ago that made you decide to get on this journey? Tell me the story.
Well, I'm a pastor of a church, and we were looking to do an outreach in our community to just help people better understand how to manage their money and how to do it in a godly way. And so we'd heard about this Financial Peace University thing, and so we said, well, let's look into offering it. But before we do that, we need to go through it ourselves to see what it's like. And so we took a summer and just went through it together with another couple at our church, and it really started to change our lives. And so we were blessed very much through it.
Wow, very cool. Well, good for you for checking us out before you put the whole church in it. I appreciate you doing that. That's good. And now you got a testimony to go with it, huh?
That's
Absolutely.
right.
That's very cool, because when you lead that way, you're really leading. That's good stuff. Well, way to go, you guys. So you kind of went in and said, okay, I got to check this out to make sure it's okay for the church. And turns out, hit you between the eyes. So what was the biggest shocker when you were in the class that you kind of didn't see coming?
Oh, it was, what do you think?
Oh, I would say probably when we put together our first budget.
Yeah.
And, I'd always been cheap or frugal, as I like to say. And, so, just like we need to spend less, we need to make this go further. But I don't think we'd ever really sat down and given every dollar a name. And so working through that, I think, was a bit of an eye-opener when we said, oh, this is where the money's trickling out of our monthly income. And so I think that was probably the biggest shock, but also one of the funnest parts about it as well, to see where that money was going and to get a better handle on it.
You feel kind of powerful when you get it done.
Yeah, it's
You're
fun.
like, ding, ding, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, tell the truth, Pastor. God's watching. Did y'all have a big fight on that first budget night?
No, not us.
He says sarcastically. I love it.
The other people did. No, not us. Not us.
We're the pastor and his wife. Yeah.
So we had a very good discussion after the spenders and savers.
That was a healthy discussion.
He would have always said that I'm the free spirit, and I am. But it turns out I'm much more nerdy than he anticipated as well. So I'm the one running the spreadsheet every month.
Okay.
And I'm
so you
the
do
one
the
doing
details.
That. I do.
But you're also the spender.
I am as well.
Yeah, that's
that
me.
is correct.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm the detail guy, but I'm the natural spender. Sharon's the natural saver and doesn't do the details. It's unusual for it to have a nerd that is a free spirit, but they are there.
I am one, definitely.
I'm one of those weird animals myself. So very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did it change about you guys that you didn't know it was going to change?
Oh, man, that was a hard question.
Were there any kind of like revelations as you went along?
This is going to sound terrible. It's not as hard as we thought it was going to be.
Good. That's a good one.
Once we did get that budget down, or that sort of thing, it just all sort of fell into place as long as we stuck to it. I mean, there were a few bumps along the way, but as long as we stuck in there and hung in, then it worked, and it just did.
I kind of have a feeling y'all had a pretty great marriage to start with, so it just had to increase the communication.
Sure, sure.
Okay,
yep.
All right, very cool. Good for you guys. Way to go. Cool. So, Pastor, you went into this thinking that it's kind of practical outreach for the community, and you're thinking this is a good way to teach people about money, God's ways of doing it. Were there any spiritual insights that you didn't see coming? Did you have a spiritual aha moment?
Oh, I think it just goes back to what you said about, in helping our marriage and helping us connect better there as husband and wife, and connecting in that way, because that's just something that had always been a little bit of a tension, with one of us being a spender and one of us being a saver. But to be able to come together and have those conversations and work through those things together was a great blessing, not just for us financially, but for our marriage as well. And in fact, whenever we talk to younger people, we always say, oh, if we would have had this when we were first married, it would have helped us those first few years. And if you would look into this and just be willing to give it a chance, it'll help you too.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. What's the name of your church?
Grace Bible Church.
Very good. Good. And what are your kiddos' names and ages?
This is Max, and he's 7. And this is Penny, and she's 5.
Awesome. Very cool. Have they been practicing their debt-free scream?
Oh, yes. We had to tone it down in the car.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You yell it at the top of your lungs.
To. That's
you
right.
yell it at the top of your lungs. It's a new form of praise and worship, you guys. I love it. All right. Adam and Kara, Max and Penny, Peoria, Illinois. $13,000 paid off in 18 months, making $40,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Love it, love it, love it. Way to go, you guys. Absolutely a great job. Phenomenal. Man, that's awesome. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. How do you cover windows that are too hard to reach? With a motorized cellular shade from Blinds.com. You open or close them without lifting a finger and enjoy year-round insulation. Go to Blinds.com right now. Use the promo code DAVE, and you'll get 10% off. It couldn't be easier. Blinds.com. Question comes from Jane in Kansas. My fiance has close to 6 figures of student loan debt, and I recently discovered the loans were deferred for several years. Subsequently, he was paying only the minimum monthly payment. The interest is accruing at $300 a month, and I'm uncomfortable with the apathy. He has a sizable amount of money saved, but said he wants to use it for a mortgage instead of student loan debt. I disagree with the wisdom of this idea. How can I convince him otherwise? The student loan debt is not a problem. The apathy is a huge problem. And the fact that you're not on the same page, you don't feel like he's wise, and there's a reason you don't feel like that, because he's not wise. And so this is a deal breaker if I'm you. Now, I know that's a dramatic statement. It's not about the debt. It's about the fact you're going to spend your whole life trying to talk this guy into doing smart things with money if he doesn't learn how to do smart things with money before you get married. And so if I were to counsel you about your marriage and about your relationship, I would say that the two of you need to go through Financial Peace University or something like that, to where you can get on the same page and be in agreement about how we're going to handle money. No, he doesn't need to spend this money on a mortgage. Yes, he does need to pay off his student loan. And so, yes, you are completely right here. And it's not that you're right and he's wrong. It's a question. It's the big question is you're not in agreement. The number one cause of divorce, the number one cause of money fights in a marriage, or the number one cause of fights in a marriage is money problems. Money fights are the number one schism in relationships in America today. Number one. And so if we know the number one cause of divorce is a problem in your relationship before you get married, that's the lights are going off, the sirens are going off, the tornado sirens are going off. Warning, 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 warning. That's what's happening here. And so you've got to be on the same page about handling money. It gives you a huge opportunity to win with your relationship. It's the opposite of those people we just had on the radio doing a debt-free scream. They talked about their marriage, talked about their relationship. This is a problem. It's a big problem. So you got to, you're going to have to make this a deal breaker if we can't get on the same page. I would. And if it takes a little more time to get on the same page, you delay it a little bit, that's fine. I'm not saying run off today, but boy, I'm telling you, you're in for a world of hurt if you go forward and you don't fix this. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
I want to keep my lawn.
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 We want to keep our lawn.
This is Rob from the Water Zone Show. Tune us in every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. and we'll tell you how to keep your lawn while reducing your landscape water usage.
The Water Zone on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
We know you're there. We can hear you talking on AM 1050 KCAA.
Roth IRA second. You've got Roth
Correct.
TSP available.
Correct. Yeah, I have the Roth TSP, but and I know you said secondly you should go at the Roth IRA. But my question is, I'm looking at retiring with 25 years of service at the age of 55, but I have a mandatory retirement at 57. So if I did anything over the match, I wouldn't be able to touch those funds until anywhere between 2.5 to 4.5 years after my retirement.
How old are you now?
35.
Okay, excellent. What's your household income?
About 150.
Okay. So at baby step 4, we tell you to put 15% away for retirement, right?
Correct.
And I would definitely take the match, and I would do it in a Roth. And when I'm doing TSP, I do 60% C, 20% S, and 20% I.
Correct.
And go that route. And I do all of that at least to the match. When you, how much do you own your home?
About $395.
Okay. So your home is going to be paid off long before you get to retirement age.
Correct.
And that's going to enable you to take that money and build a side non-retirement account to cover you for that gap.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I would just put 15% away, keeping the government's hands off of it. And, I'm going to use that Roth TSP or that Roth up to the match. if you want to do a regular Roth IRA after that before you do more TSP. But you're probably, well, no, you can, yeah, you're probably going to have to do both maxed out to get to 15% just about.
Yeah, and I was looking at after the 5% if I should, because I wouldn't be able to touch those funds for a few more years, if it were an option to go ahead and put more in the TSP versus the outside IRA, or if you just preferred still doing the cycle of putting up to your match and then secondly doing the Roth IRA secondly.
The only difference in doing the Roth IRA or the Roth non-matching TSP would be if you got mutual funds that outperformed the mix I gave you for the TSP.
Okay.
And you can look at that S, the I, and look at the C, and look at the current stuff on them. The C, as you probably know, is a common stock index, and so it pretty much mirrors the stock market. Pretty much follows an S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two, I haven't looked at them in a little while, and I'm not positive how well they've done. Generally speaking, the S has outperformed the stock market, but has not outperformed other aggressive mutual funds. The I has been a little weak, but I always want to have a little bit international.
Okay.
And that's why I've got it in there mixed that way if I were doing it. But so the only advantage is, let's say that mix of those three areas in the TSP yields you 11% or 10%, and if you'd gone with mutual funds, you might have gotten 12 or 13 or 14 through that same period of time if you selected them well, something that outperformed them or outperformed the market. That's the only advantage. Plus, it's just a little bit more in your control, a little bit more accessible. But, it's not a problem to load the whole TSP because you can access it earlier. That solves a lot of the issue. So if you want to go that way, it's okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for your help.
Hey, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you listening. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Nicole is with us in Pittsburgh. Hi, Nicole. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's so great to talk to you. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Okay, well, in January, my husband and I decided to do our total money makeover. We paid off a small personal loan at the beginning that I have through my bank, and then we've been tackling my school loans. We've paid off a total of almost $18,000 in school loans since January.
Great.
And we still have about close to $17,000 left. Now, at the beginning of this, we had saved $10,000 for a car because my husband drives an hour back and forth to work 5 days a week, and he doesn't have the best car.
Okay. And that's why I've got it in there mixed that way if I were doing it. But so the only advantage is, let's say that mix of those three areas in the TSP yields you 11% or 10%, and if you'd gone with mutual funds, you might have gotten 12 or 13 or 14 through that same period of time if you selected them well, something that outperformed them or outperformed the market. That's the only advantage. Plus, it's just a little bit more in your control, a little bit more accessible. But, it's not a problem to load the whole TSP because you can access it earlier. That solves a lot of the issue. So if you want to go that way, it's okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for your help.
Hey, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you listening. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Nicole is with us in Pittsburgh. Hi, Nicole. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's so great to talk to you. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Okay, well, in January, my husband and I decided to do our total money makeover. We paid off a small personal loan at the beginning that I have through my bank, and then we've been tackling my school loans. We've paid off a total of almost $18,000 in school loans since January.
Great.
And we still have about close to $17,000 left. Now, at the beginning of this, we had saved $10,000 for a car because my husband drives an hour back and forth to work 5 days a week, and he doesn't have the best car. So we saved money right away for that, and we've just kind of been holding on to it, and his car is still running, and we're kind of in a dilemma of, do we put that $10,000 towards my school loans? Do we do half and half and find him a car, or do we keep chugging along with the car he has?
Well, at the rate you're going, if you throw the $10,000 at the school loans, you're going to be done in about 3 more months.
Right.
And then you could save up very quickly for the car. So the question is, if he gets a car by Christmas, is that going to be okay?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Well, he's going to.
I guess what's that?
You should be able to at the current rate you're attacking this stuff. I'd throw $10,000 at the 17, knock the other 7 out right quick, and do that, and then you save for a couple, 3 months and buy a car. It might not be Christmas. It might be February, but somewhere in there. If this car will make it till, early next year, then, and I don't know the car, and you're certainly putting a lot of miles on it, no question about that. But if you got something that'll do that, then I'm going to go ahead and throw the $10,000 at the student loan. If the car is on its last leg, but you didn't tell me that, you just said he needs a car in the future because he puts a lot of miles on it. So if it'll make it till February, put it on the student loan.
Yeah, his car, of course it gives us problems. It's, kind of what you call Big Blue, but it gives us problems. But every once in a while we might put $200 into fixing it. But then I kind of contemplate, is that worth being able to put $10,000 onto the school loans? Probably.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then would you say after that, after we pay the school loans off, our next goal is definitely to save that down payment on the house. Would you start doing that? Or would
you need your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, and we need to buy him a car, and then we would save for a down payment on a house.
Okay.
That's third. Okay. It's last of those three, because those other two things have got to happen now. You got to get that emergency fund in place. Now, he's currently driving Big Blue. That's pretty cool, and you know that whatever he drives, he's destroying its value.
Yes.
So you don't want to go too expensive ever, even if you're making a ton of money. You certainly, I'm going to be bizarre. Let's just say you start making $1 bazillion. You still wouldn't put him in a $100,000 Mercedes.
Right.
Because whatever he's going to drive, he's going to destroy because of the miles.
Right.
So you want to minimize that. You can get a nicer car, much more decent car, a $10,000, $15,000 car, but you never want to get above about that with the kind of miles he's rolling right now. That'd be a bad plan. So, great question. Thanks for helping us. There's a lot of folks out there struggling with money, and there's a lot of people that really aren't struggling. They just don't get any traction. They just want to have the freedom of having a game plan and learning to win. You can make $100,000 a year and live paycheck to paycheck. People call in here all the time doing it, can't they? What if you could provide hope to these families right there in your community? Leading a Financial Peace University class can be what leads these families to living debt-free and being able to build wealth and increasing their generosity. It changes everything. This class, Financial Peace University's had over 4 million people go through it, learning to get out of debt, learning to have a plan, learning to invest so they build wealth. Don't worry. You don't have to be a financial expert to lead Financial Peace University. You just have to care about people. If you'll call us right now and schedule a class, we need to get some classes started. We've got a lot of people wanting to go through classes. We've got a bit of a shortage on classes right now. So if you'll agree to lead a class in your church or your community, we will let you go through the class free while you're doing it. You don't even have to have gone through it before you teach it. We'll show you how to do it. It's really not that much. I do the teaching. And so you'll learn and you'll have the blessing of having helped other people in the process. So give us a call, 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223, or jump online at daveramsey.com. Coordinating a Financial Peace University class, if you enjoy helping people, is one of the most fun things you'll ever do in your life. It's a blast. It really is. And it's a way for you to go through Financial Peace University free. So get in touch with us. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniel is our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
Kcaa Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are off earlier highs. At one point today, the Dow is up by as much as 100 points. But Disney is putting pressure on the Dow as our energy stocks like Chevron and ExxonMobil falling along with the price of oil. Crude settled down 59 cents to $45.15 per barrel, its lowest level since March.